when you are meditating, creative solutions emerge way more readily, easily when my meditation muscles are strong. But how does this connect to a well-lived life?
This brings us back again. It's beautiful you put it in the context of freedom and determinism and creativity and all of that. Because it also brings us back to one big question out of the questions we address in the book, is the question of, is it by design or by trial and error? If we want to live a well-lived life, is it going to be deterministic, like there is a design and then we have to follow that design, which means actually we don't have freedom. So, okay, it's nice to have a design and, things have been designed. But when you say that, you're saying, I don't have freedom. And on the other hand, if there is no design and it's all trial and error, you could go anywhere and you end up anywhere. So how do we resolve is life and evolution in order for us to say how we live a well-lived life or a flourishing life? It has to be according to some reference. And the reference is, what is the meaning of it all? Why we are here? And what are we in tune with what is the meaning of it, or not in tune with what is the meaning of it? And therefore, we get there. So the way I present it in the book is that there is actually a goal. There is an ultimate goal. There is a meaning to life. So, as if there is a design, which means if you are here and you want to go here, you could go like this, or you could go like this, or you could go like this. You could go in many ways, but there is a goal. And the goal is to actually discover that we are the unbounded ocean of consciousness, that we are pure being, and live that fullness of life. So the goal is grand, and the path to the goal is grand, no matter where you are. You can be very low, but if you're moving towards the goal in a fastest possible way, that is what will be meant as living a useful, meaningful, well-lived, flourishing life. Because you are growing, you are expanding your awareness, you are becoming more. And that again is one thing about which is important. The the paradigm presents the meaning of life in terms of being more, becoming more, and becoming more and more and more until we discover we are everything. It is not like the physicalist perspective where if everything is physical, then the only reference will be having more, having more, having more. And having more is fine if it makes you feel that you are growing more and you are becoming more. But if you are becoming less because you're afraid, your money, you're this, you're that, you have headaches, you have this, what to do, then it's making you smaller. You are being owned by the money rather than owning the money, than possessing the things. You are being possessed by things. So we have to say that having more is great as long as it makes you be more. So to come back to the flourishing life, therefore, we have a path. We are flourishing more no matter where we are. We can be poor, unhealthy, we can have a situation that is not ideal. But as long as we are moving towards becoming more and more in our awareness, then we are living a flourishing, well lived life. And we are going to get to the goal, to that goal of being the unbounded ocean. And that is where true flourishing is happening. So it is not just surviving, but thriving. Thriving means growing, and growing in oneself, in one's well being, in one's feelings, in one's awareness, embracing ourselves, knowing ourselves to be everything and everyone, and the sense of self growing to embrace everyone else simply because we are that same ocean. We used to see from that little perspective on the surface of the wave. Now we just go down and say, all the waves are also myself because I am the ocean. I'm not just the wave. I am the wave, but I am also the ocean. And all the other waves are myself, because ultimately I am the ocean. They are the ocean. Maybe some know a little more about it, some know less. But, if they know less, they are struggling and being kicked around and they're in fear and all of that. But if they know that they are the ocean on an experiential level, through transcending, through being established in the self, then they feel flourishing. Then they feel well lived. Life is well lived. Then they feel they have grown and grown and grown to embrace all possibilities. So that is how we grow in consciousness and fulfill the purpose of life. Now, on the meantime, we have freedom. We can go right and left and left and right. And every action will have its own reaction, its own results. Some of them will delay us, some of them will make us go faster. And so as we grow in consciousness, we are in tune with that purpose of life. And when we are in tune with it, you get what we call, we use a term, support of nature. Support of nature means support of the laws of life, because life is meant to go to that expansion of being. And if you are in the flow, moving with the current, you are moving fast and you're arriving faster. And that is how expansion of happiness happens. Expansion of happiness occurs because you are always more and more and more.